No, it's the next episode that's going to be about Cardi B's new track. The Caravan is coming. For you! Look out! That's the idea President Donald Trump is pushing hard to his supporters, that the more than 7,000 people who comprise this latest so-called caravan through Central America are a pillaging horde of dangerous illegal immigrants on the verge of surging into the U.S. and your house.
And in that caravan, you have some very bad people. You have some very bad people. And we can't let that happen to our country, and it's not.
On Twitter, Trump has gone even further. How could he do that, you ask? This way, quote, "Sadly, it looks like Mexico's police and military are unable to stop the caravan heading to the southern border of the United States. Criminals and unknown Middle Easterners are mixed in. I have alerted Border Patrol and military that this is a national emergency. Must change laws." Criminals, Middle Easterners. What Trump is trying to do here is pretty simple. With the 2018 midterm elections rapidly approaching, he's trying to scare his base into voting. And if 2016 is any guide, it just might work. But the reality of the caravan is much more complex, I know you're shocked, than Donald Trump is letting on. So let's dig into it. Okay, the caravan, essentially a large group of people making their way toward the US border, is not a new thing. These annual marches are known as Via Crucis in Mexico and have come to serve as a sort of symbolic vehicle for people, mostly from Central America, to draw attention to the dire conditions from which they are fleeing in their home countries. Typically, people join and drop off these caravans in large numbers, which means that by the time the caravan gets anywhere close to the United States, it usually numbers in the hundreds, not the thousands. Now, speaking of getting anywhere close to the United States, and this is important, the caravan is currently near the Mexico-Guatemala border. For you non-geography majors out there, that's more than 1,000 miles from the closest border crossing into the United States. To date, the caravan has been moving at about 20 miles a day, which is a lot. But if you do the math, that means the soonest the caravan could get to the US border would be in 50 days. So what happens if and when the caravan does get here? Now, important sidebar, the if in that sentence is a real possibility. The journey is grueling and it can be dangerous depending on the route they take. Many people decide to simply settle somewhere along the way in Mexico. Others head back to their home countries. The idea that a large contingent of people in a caravan will definitely make it to the US border sometime later this year is not a sure thing by any means. End of sidebar. So let's assume, for the sake of this argument, that 1,000 people who are part of the current caravan make it to the US border. Whether they try to enter the country through a legal port of entry or try to make it in through illegal means, the end result, assuming they are detained if they try to enter illegally, is the same. They will likely claim asylum, insisting they are fleeing life-threatening conditions in their home country. Now, if they pass an initial interview designed to assess how real their persecution claim actually is, they then get a court date to have a formal hearing for their claim of asylum. That court date is almost always months in the future. So some stay in detention centers during that wait. Others are let free, often wearing monitoring bracelets. Usually around 8 in 10 asylum seekers get past that first interview. Far fewer, though, see their asylum claims approved by the courts. And that's it. That's the full process. And it's complicated. It's also far less scary than Trump is working hard to make it out to be. So why is he doing it then? Well, for political gain. Duh. Trump has weaponized fear of rampant illegal immigration among his supporters since he became a candidate for president back in 2015.
These are some bad people coming through there. These aren't babies. These aren't little angels coming into our country.
We have the worst immigration laws in the entire world. All caused because of the illegal immigration onslaught brought by the Democrats because they refuse to acknowledge or to change the laws. They like it.
And now, with the midterm elections just days away, Trump is amping up his rhetoric even more. Not only painting a picture of a ravaging horde charging toward our borders, but suggesting that there may be some terrorist elements who are using the caravan to secure entry into the US.
They say it happens all the time from the Middle East. It's not even saying bad or good, but some real bad ones. But they intercept, well, they could very well be.
But there's no proof.
There's no proof of anything. There's no proof of anything.
There's no proof of anything. So he's got that right. But here's the thing. Trump knows that even admitting he has no proof won't take away the political power of the caravan when it comes to motivating his base in advance of the 2018 midterms. That base believes deeply that immigration is the central issue facing our country. That, left unchecked, the way of life they have known will be erased. And so they are ready and willing to believe whatever Trump tells them about the dangerous people in this caravan who are allegedly coming for them. To be clear, very little of what Trump says about the caravan is actually borne out by the facts. The truth is more complicated and less obviously threatening. But Trump doesn't care about the truth here, and neither, seemingly, do his supporters. And unfortunately, that is the point. We do this every week, twice. Check out brand new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday.